So a few episodes ago, and I don't know which episode this was, we had a topic. It was Mitch's topic, and what was it? It was about AI specifically. Well, how did this? Well, what was the topic?
I think it was, what are we looking forward to that AI might? What do we think AI would do in the future that we would actually like? Something like that.
That was your topic,
wasn't it?
Something akin to that.
Something akin to that.
You wrote that down the same time you wrote 2024.
I think something like what are we looking forward to that AI might do in the future? Something like that.
Yeah.
Right. And so some of the topics we covered were for you. What was your thing, Bitch?
I think mine was medicine based. Yeah. The improvements in the medicine.
Right. It was very felt like a philanthropical.
It's what we like to call boring. Is what we like to call.
No.
and then what was yours, Ben?
Mine was that, even though the thing that we really don't want them for is the thing we also kind of want them for, robots, soldiers.
Right.
Soldiers.
For war.
Yes, for war.
Which, by the way, I just saw an article this week. You saw this too?
The dogs?
The dogs.
Yeah.
What is it? It's like Japan or China is attaching...
Taiwan.
Taiwan is attaching machine guns to robot dogs.
Yep.
Oh, boy.
So that's...
We're closer than we think.
So the nightmare fuel of Black Mirror is occurring.
Yes.
Scout with a AK-40 on his...
Listen, actual dogs.
Oh, okay, my bad.
And then mine was the fridge.
Yeah.
The fridge. So what's funny is after that episode... after we recorded that episode a couple weeks later, so this is in the last couple weeks, it's all this AI stuff has been happening, right? Like ChatGPT released a new voice for ChatGPT. They had a whole thing with Scarlett Johansson, who got pissed off and is suing them because one of the voices sounded like her after they asked her to use her voice, and she said no.
Yep.
I was using that. Like, that's creepy. Like, you're talking to it, it's remembering stuff about you. And then a bunch of music AI things popped up, and I was going back and forth with these guys on text, and I had the AI I wrote like some lyrics, and it created a bunch of versions of a theme song for our show that at the time I was quite impressed with. I think Ben was very not happy with them, right?
I will not be replaced, Paul.
He will not be replaced.
That was the fastest text he ever sent back.
We are not using this for the show.
We're not doing this, guys.
This is not our new theme song, which I was not suggesting. I'll say that in the time that has elapsed, I've found that these music tracks are creepier and creepier the more I listen to them.
The lyrics were good, though. I love the lyrics. The lyrics were hilarious.
That was me. That was me.
So that's a human element made something good, and an AI fucked it up.
So we wanted to not to use officially for our show in any way whatsoever.
And we never
will. Or
will.
displace a human musician in any way at all.
Not in this lifetime.
Not in this lifetime.
We wanted to share some of the songs that were created. There are 30-second clips here. 3 of them are all from the same lyrics, like as a theme song for the show in 3 styles. We'll listen to them and then talk about them. And then the 4th is a surprise track that you'll find the significance of.
Wait, are the 3 songs all the same lyrics?
They are.
Got it.
Same lyrics, different genre of
3
music.
different
Got it.
All right, so let me pull up our What Are We Texting About text chain.
That's right. That's the text chain.
That is the text chain. We are constantly marketing and branding everything we do about this show. Here's the first one. This is the upbeat. It's called Until the End. What are we talking about? Theme song created by me and a bunch of AI computers.
And your robot overlord.
And my robot overlords. Here we go. Here's the first one.
3 dudes in a room pulling paper from a bowl. The ideas are coming fast. That's exactly what they know. What started as a drink is now a full-blown cast. It'll be interesting to see just how long this trio lasts. What are they talking about? The question is at hand. What are they talking about? Will they call out another band? What are they talking about? It's Mitch, Paul, and Ben. They'll be with you till the end.
I hate it.
Listen, I mean,
Absolutely hate it.
I mean, it's pretty fucking catchy.
Who
okay? I'm just gonna say it.
It's a very catchy song, isn't it?
I mean, if
What
the
band
Beach
is
Boys
that?
wrote that, we'd be like, oh yeah, that's the Beach Boys. That's amazing.
What band is that?
So what were the prompts you used? Because what I'm hearing a little bit of a little bit of 60s pop meets the Friends theme song.
It's totally a TV theme song.
I mean, I think what I did on that one was it was like pop alternative rock.
Okay.
Is what I asked for there
Right.
with my lyrics.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the first one. Here's the second one. It's a totally different. This one feels a little bit more like the Eagles, I think.
Oh, okay.
Let's listen to this one.
Yeah,
Here comes this
I
one.
remember this one.
Here we go.
Three dudes in a room pulling paper from a bowl. The ideas are coming fast, that's exactly what they know. What started as a drink is now a full-blown cast. It'll be interesting to see just how long this trio lasts. What are they talking about? The question is at hand. What are they talking about? Will they call out another band? What are they talking about? It's Mitch, Paul, and Ben. They'll be with you till the end.
That's that one.
That is yacht rock at its
Yes,
finest.
yes.
I think Yacht Rock definitely was a prompt on that one. That was called the Paper Bowl Chronicles. The AI names it themselves. Now,
Oh, see that right there? They
Yeah.
name it? You didn't get to pick those names?
I don't know if it takes it from the lyrics. Like the first one was Until the End, which is in the lyrics.
Sure.
Paper Bowl Chronicles, that was not, I did not choose that. The Overlords, the robot Overlords chose that one.
Jesus, they're the worst.
This one is called Trio Endeavor. And I'll play this one for you. I don't know Trio Endeavor. Here's the third one. Okay, here we go.
All right.
Three dudes in a room pulling paper from a bowl. The ideas are coming fast, that's exactly what they know. What started as a drink is now a full-blown cast. It'll be interesting to see just how long this trio lasts. What are they talking about? The question is at hand. What are they talking about? Will they call out another band? What are they talking about? It's Mitch, Paul, and Ben. They'll be with you till the end.
It's like 70s glam rock.
Right?
I think of Phineas and Ferb when I hear that.
That's interesting. I mean, it's like a little. It's hair. It's like rock from the 80s, right? Like hair band.
No,
I
it's
think the
70s glam metal.
The first one's my favorite,
Not hair metal.
personally.
First one's your favorite.
First one's my favorite. Yeah,
All right.
it's good.
And then here, this one's a little bit longer, and this one is not a theme song, but it is tied to a key important moment from our show.
Could be a commercial.
It could be, you know which one I'm talking about. Let me get it ready. This one is called Shadow of the Fridge.
Oh my God.
Well, that gives it away.
Are you
Shadow
kidding
of the
me?
Fridge. Here we go. Here we go.
Hidden in the darkness, up upon a shelf, waiting for the moment when he can be himself. Perched and always waiting for the child to appear, reaching for a scoop of Cool Whip is when he'll strike his fear. Fridge pig, in the dark, fridge pig, hear him bark. Fridge pig, all for Mitch. Fridge pig, what a bitch. Lurking in the kitchen when all have gone to sleep. Rumors of his sightings, secrets that we keep. Creeping past the leftovers, midnight snackers fright. See me stale tint in the Alps. Beside my little hitter, fridge pig, in the dark, fridge pig, hear him bark, fridge pig, all for Mitch, fridge pig, what a bitch.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me?
Well, I think we know who just won Eurovision.
Oh my
my
God,
gosh.
that's totally Eurovision.
Right?
That would be number one in Berlin, no doubt.
That would win Eurovision, wouldn't it?
But were there some words in there that weren't words?
That's the thing. There are some words in there that I don't even know what the words are. Every once in a while, you do that, and I've been playing with it, and you get a language that doesn't sound like a language.
That was crazy.
Did you? I don't know. Had I played that? I don't know if we played that one for you
No,
before.
I haven't heard that.
Oh, really?
yeah.
Oh.
We put it in the what are we chatting? What are we texting about?
We
But
should write a song about JoJo, her parental, her
no.
upbringing,
listen.
her parenting styles.
It's there. It's there. But so
Banana
it's funny.
hammock.
Like the first three kind of scared me after a while. Like I thought it was really fun. And then the more I thought about it and the more I listened to it, it really scared me because how is this possible? Like why are people not able to just create a bunch of songs, put them on Spotify, and how much of your Spotify listening is now going to be based on songs that sound like real songs?
Yeah.
And who are they made by? You don't even know.
Somebody with a keyboard, computer.
It's creepy. It's kind of
Yeah,
creepy that
that's-
technology is able to do this at this point.
Yeah, that was. I mean, like that first one, you could put that on TV. Like that sounded like a theme song from the 80s. or 70s.
100%.
100%.
When I first sent it on the first one, I think Ben, you were like, "Oh, did somebody do this for us?"
Right. No, I mean, again, the quality of the performance is, clearly quote unquote professional.
Yeah.
But it's just it's scary that it was not made by a human hand.
Well, and by the way, the fact that I wrote the lyrics, I own those. So I can monetize those songs. I can put Fridge Pig. Well, I mean, why don't I do this? Why don't I put Fridge Pig on iTunes and people can download it and work out to Fridge Pig?
Oh my God!
Like Fridge Pig is a real song.
And it's true.
We own
It is-
Fridge
it is
Pig.
based on a true story.
We own Fridge Pig. And guess what, Mitch? You probably guess what? You at CBS could option the song for the story, and here we go. It's a reality game show where there's money in fridges, but if you try to get the money out of the fridge and the Fridge Pig goes off, you're kicked off the show. So you have to figure out how to get the prizes out of the fridge without the Fridge Pig going off. It's Fridge Pig.
It's like
Sundays at 8 before Big Brother.
meets Mission Impossible. Right?
Yes.
It feels like a natural integration into Big Brother, doesn't it? Just,
You know what? You got Zingbot.
You know
Why
what?
don't you have Fridge Pig?
It is a competition inside Big Brother. Fridge Pig. I think I'm actually being serious. I think this is a really great idea for Big Brother.
I'll pitch it out to them. See what they say. I don't know.
Okay, let me ask you this.
It's like OTEV.
Can you play them the song, then tell them the story, and then if they bite, do we get some benefit from that?
Like cash, $30.
Probably not, but
$30, man. You
yeah.
can't get us $30.
I mean, I'll just give you $30.
All Ben wants is $30.
That's our magic number.
Ben is all about $30. That's his number. That's the magic number.
That is a little creepy, though, how good that was.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
It's incredible and freaky. So we're doing our part to let you, the listeners, know how close we are to the robot apocalypse, especially in relation to entertainment and music.
Yeah, but where you won't hear the robot apocalypse is here when we play our theme song, right?
That's right.
We haven't played the theme song yet?
12 minutes and 45
Jeez.
seconds.
It's a new record.
Oh, Jesus.
Play it now. All right, we're back. All
I'm
right.
sorry, Ben.
That's all right.
That was a long time.
No,
that,
that's okay.
That actually felt
no.
long to me.
Well, I mean, again, because it was taken up by the robot overlords and their terrible music.
Well, last time we called my daughter for an idea.
Yeah.
Now we're back to the bowl.
And the good news is that Paul and I definitely put in 3 ideas.
Oh, you did?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I have 2.
You have 2 in there.
3 came from the Graham family, okay?
All right.
So
I guess that's true because there was a
Collectively.
a previous episode where Tracy came
Yes.
up with all your ideas.
Not all my ideas.
She did?
One of my ideas.
One of your ideas.
There was one that I pulled. It was a good one.
what was
Which
what
one was that?
It was a coincidence one.
Oh, the one
Oh.
from the speed round.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's a good
The,
one.
the one that I couldn't stop talking about. That's why I couldn't do the speed round.
the one that we only had a minute to talk about.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
You know the story that 3 people have said to me after the speed round
What?
is that Paul likes rules.
That's
Yeah.
funny because Tracy would say that I like rules.
That's what Jen would say about you.
What? Why would she say that?
She says that you're very stringent about rules.
Jen says that about me?
Yeah, but from listening to the podcast.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
And Tracy
And people
says
say,
about
I'm
me
a-
on a daily
Well,
basis.
because you were like, no, we're not doing that.
Right.
You know,
Well,
you took a hard line.
But
on
guess what? If you launch a
I
show,
know.
a competition show, people want to.
You're gonna
The
have to have
rules are the
rules, yeah.
rules.
S&P.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's
Got to
right.
follow the rules. I get
That's
it.
right.
It's funny, whenever Tracy makes fun of me about being such a rule follower, she always does a robot move, like rules and rules and rules. And I'm like,
But dude,
it's kinda
that is
true.
you. You are rule based.
I like knowing the boundaries. I like knowing the parameters because then you can understand how far you can push them and how far you can't.
But do you push the boundaries?
When I feel like it.
I would not think you're a rule follower. Like if someone said, "Is Ben a rule?" I would say, "No, I think you do push." I don't push.
I'm not. I'm actually
I don't
outside
push.
of like a forum like this. I'm not a. I'm the guy who's like in the car with the family, and it's like, just park in that spot. It's next to the handicap thing. It's not the handicap thing. It's just an empty area, and everyone in the car is like, "No, it's illegal. We're not doing it." I'm the guy who's taking my daughter's hasn't even got her permit, driving in a parking lot. So, I do things against the rules.
Yes, I know.
But
Yeah.
when it's a game and we're setting it up for people, but if you like last episode, if you cough and I say bless you and you say nothing, that's okay.
Well, I expect you to say, cough it easy.
Cough it easy. Cough it up.
I'm telling you, start using Cough It Easy.
I'm not.
You know what? I might actually. That's pretty good.
All right.
Cough it easy.
Cough It Easy. Let's just try cough for a second.
What? No, that's not
That's
good.
not even a
That-
cough.
that- that's
Do a
how I
cough.
feel
That
about
That
it.
doesn't even
No, like-
deserve a Cough It Easy.
Cough it easy.
Cough It Easy, Ben.
Oh, fuck you. All right, so because I'm a rule follower, the rules of our show are that we pull a topic from a bowl, and I'm going to pull a topic from a bowl because it's my turn today.
It's been a while since you've explained anything about the bowl. Would you like to explain anything?
Okay, for any new listeners, because who knows, maybe any episode could be their first episode.
Oh God.
Every week we pull a topic from the bowl and we talk about it.
By
So-
the way, even if you didn't explain it, I think people would catch up. I think it's all right.
Well-
I think they'd figure it out.
listen, I did it quickly.
Yeah,
it's good. That was
That's
much
good.
quicker than the first episode.
Way
Well,
more
the first
concise.
episode. I mean, come on.
Doesn't that first episode seem like a really long time ago?
It was also in a different location.
I actually
It was.
discourage new listeners.
I do
from listening
too.
To the first episode.
I totally agree.
I don't know.
yeah.
No, listen to whatever you want, people.
People will go back because it's kind of like, you got into Grey's Anatomy in season 15 and you're like, I'll just go back and watch the pilot just to get a sense of how it all began. It's going to look, the aspect ratio is going to look worse. It's not widescreen, blah, blah, blah. But that's the same thing for this because the fidelity and the quality and us being on top of how everything worked was very raw.
Yeah.
And it gives me like it's sometimes hard for me to listen after the one time we listen to it anyways, but
All right.
what are you going to do?
Well, okay. Everybody's
That's
got their
on and
self-incriminations here. But
Ben, let's hear it.
All right,
hear
let's
it.
let's go into the
hear the
bowl.
topic.
Really
No.
mix it up.
I'm mixing it up.
Let people
But
hear it.
I want to
though.
hear the mix up.
Hold on.
Then you
always-
don't have to explain. People understand you're mixing ideas in a bowl. Here we go.
All right. Here we go. I didn't pull anything
You
out.
didn't pull one?
I put
Okay.
the bowl down. And the topic du jour is cats in the cradle with a pentagram.
Are you kidding me? That is Paul all
First of all,
day
that was
long.
me putting your pentagram that you put when you put Rush a few episodes
So
ago.
is this a satanic cat?
No.
Is this Rosemary's Baby? What
No,
is
this is about the song "Cat in the Cradle," which is I've always thought about it as a song that makes us all as parents, as dads, feel completely guilty when we don't spend time with our children. For folks who don't know this song, it basically tells the story of a father who doesn't have time to play with his kid. His kid's like, "Hey, Dad, you want to play ball?" And he's like, "Sorry, son, I got shit to do."
Does anybody not know this song?
He's like, "Hey, son." Son says, "Hey, can I borrow the keys of the car?" And he's like, "No, I'm taking the car myself. I gotta," or something like that.
Yeah.
And ultimately, later, the dad has time on his hands, and he's like, "Hey, son, want to hang out?" And he's like, "No, Dad, just give me the car keys. I'm gonna go hang out with friends."
His boy grew up just like him.
And his boy grew up just like him.
Cat Stevens.
This is
that
Cat Stevens.
Is that who it is? Yeah.
Cat in the Cradle, Silver Spoon, Little Boy Blue, and the Man in the Moon. What goes after that?
What? What are you looking
When
at?
you coming home, son?
Oh.
I don't
when you
know.
coming home, Dad? I don't know when.
When
but
you
we'll
coming
get
home-
together, son.
When
Yeah.
you coming home, son? I don't know when.
Well,
we'll get
it's
together.
Dad at first.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Here's
it's
Here's the question, though. All right, so I think all three of our fathers pretty much ignored us, right? Right?
I mean,
it was a different time.
Different
it was-
time.
Yeah.
That's right.
But did they ever come to the place with like, hey, now I'm ready to hang out?
Yeah.
Did they?
No.
Oh, yours did?
I mean, there was a point where, like, even now my dad's like, "Hey, we should go do a weekend
Hmm.
somewhere," kind of thing.
No, my dad never did that.
But I mean, but it was never like I don't feel scarred from like a lack of
Right.
attention.
No,
But-
no, you learn to sort of fend for yourself.
But we've talked about this before. Like the level of involvement that we all have in our children's lives are far more engaged, and we know what's going on in their lives and in every moment, every milestone.
Right.
Yeah.
But this song is a super depressing song,
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things that whenever you hear that song, you just immediately know. You immediately think it makes you feel bad. Like you're like, oh shit, I didn't ask them how their day was. I better go. Like it immediately changes my whatever I'm doing in that moment.
Yeah, that's sorry, I got to stop you. It's not Cat Stevens. It's Harry Chapin.
Oh right.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who said Cat Stevens?
I did.
Oh well, that's the
I got
problem.
to stop you.
Wait, so
It's your problem.
but wait, did Cat Stevens not sing it ever?
No.
Really?
You just thought he did because the word cat
Cat.
was in the title,
I
It's-
could have
it's-
sworn
it's
that
Harry.
was-
It's always been Harry Chapin.
That was the look you gave me.
Right?
That was good. That was good.
Like if we said Escape from New Douglas, that would make sense because you would say was
Michael
Michael
Douglas.
Douglas is in Escape from New York.
listen,
It's the same.
Douglas.
Maybe we've just figured out the
There's
code.
an alternate reality where
There's-
Escape from New Douglas is the movie.
Yes.
You realize that?
There's a code. This is the code to how Mitch remembers things. Whatever the title is, it connects to a person responsible for it.
Roddy Piper. Rowdy Piper?
Rowdy.
Rowdy.
Because remember
Roddy?
when I was talking about How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, who did you say was in it?
Matthew McConaughey?
No, you said someone else.
Didn't I? Oh, no. Owen Wilson. No?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
So yes, it's Harry Chapin.
Harry Chapin, sorry.
Harry Chapin.
Who the
Cat in
hell
the
is
Cradle.
Harry Chapin, by the way.
I think the
mean-
only reason we know of Harry Chapin is his one depressing song.
I used to know more, I think.
About the lyrics, you mean?
No, about Harry Chapin.
I guess it begs the question though. Like, do I? It's interesting. I struggle with this a lot. Like, do I feel like I often wonder if
Are you choking up? What's
no,
going
no,
on?
no, no, no. Sorry. I often wonder whether or not how much time we spend with our kids. Do we spend too much time with them? Would our kids be better off if they
Without us?
Without us, like our parents, like that was our parents' mentality. They just did not spend time with us.
Well,
really.
I mean, that was Gen X. We are all products of being left to our own devices for hours on end, and expected to show up for dinner.
But do you think? Now, I guess you could say we're mentally scarred a little bit, but we sort of all came out okay. And
Yeah, no,
part of that was we learned to fend for ourselves.
Yeah.
We learned how to entertain ourselves. We
Mhm.
learned how to sort of make our way through the world with maybe out them right on our shoulders.
But
Do-
do you think you've overcompensated?
Yeah, that's my point. Like, are we actually doing them a disservice by the amount of time we spend with them?
I think parenting goes in these cycles of what your parents did to you, for you, with you. If it was too much or too little, you overcompensate when it's your turn. And the question is, do your kids overcompensate in a different way the next time around? Do they say, my parents, my gosh, they were in everything in my life. I'm going to give my kids a little room. And then those kids grow up and they're like, my parents were never around. I'm going to be better for my kids. And it just goes, that's what happens in politics, right?
Yeah.
Every 4 years, they undo what they did before, and it keeps going over and over again.
Well, I had this whole thing today, or maybe it was yesterday, I can't remember, but I was like, I'm not a mechanic, but I have a basic understanding of like how a car works. Like I know how to check the oil. I know how to actually like fill the air in the tire and all this stuff, right? And I was like, Owen doesn't know how to do that, right? And I was like, I need to figure out a way to teach him how to do all that stuff. And I don't know if my dad ever taught me or if I just like figured that shit out on my own. I don't know. Like that's the thing I was trying to figure out. I was like, do I need to do? I don't know.
It's funny because Tracy and I were talking about this recently. We brought Sophia home from college, and we talked about the fact that we brought her to college. We helped her move in. When I went to school, my mom waved goodbye from the front steps of our house. My dad dropped me off at LaGuardia Airport.
Yeah.
And call us when you get to your dorm.
Oh,
Right. Which again, I mean, for whatever their reasons were, it was fine. I knew how to take a taxi. It's not like I never used public transportation at that point
Right.
in my life. So it wasn't beyond the realm of he can't handle this. Of course I can handle it. But you see all these other families moving their kids into the dorms, and you're like, well, my parents didn't feel it was necessary for them to do that.
By the way, same thing with me, dude. I was the third kid. No one moved me
third
up.
kid too. Yeah.
No one moved me up. I had a bed and I had a dresser, and that was it. and I just drove up and I
didn't
just
even know
moved
that.
in.
Yeah, exactly. I had whatever the school gave me, and then my roommate and I had to figure out along the way. But
Yeah.
like other. But when we had to take Sophia to school, we went to Target, got all the shit, rented a car, loaded it up, did all that stuff because we were out of state. So
I do think our kids could figure it out on their own. I think it's if push comes to like Sophia's thriving in Chicago by herself, and like that's like I think they can figure it out. I think a lot of times we don't let them figure it out.
I think we've overdone it because just today, Jen and I were driving back from Malibu, and one of our kids was like, "Oh, I want to go get my nails done. Can somebody call and make an appointment for me?" And we were like, "Just call the number and make the appointment." And they were like, "Well, what do I ask for?" It's like, just call the number.
Just work through
I
it.
don't want to call the number myself. Call the number. So I think we've over,
yeah,
a little bit too.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Well, so related to the song, do you guys? So that song comes on for me, and I immediately check myself on: am I this dad? Do I need to fix anything? It immediately puts me in a check of like, how's it working? I don't want to be.
it's like your check dad engine light.
The check dad engine light.
Yeah.
So for you guys, are there any songs that play for you that immediately makes you second guess the way you are in some way in your life? Like it may not be about being a parent. It may be, like for you, Ben, it may be Everything I Do for You by Bryan Adams from the Robin Hood soundtrack.
I don't even listen to it.
Okay, that's
if it comes on, I'm fast forward.
It may be Tom
Great
Sawyer.
song.
Maybe Tom Sawyer, and Tom Sawyer makes you. Is there a Rush song
Oh.
that makes you think about your life in a way where you get very super self-reflective about yourself, the decisions you're making in life?
Not less so now than when I was listening to that music as a kid growing up and sort of figuring things out.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, there are lyrics in Tom Sawyer that when someone's the lyric, his mind is not for rent to any god or government. I'm like I get that one. That one makes a lot of sense to me.
And since that time, you've never rented your mind out for God or government.
I do not rent my mind to God or government.
Okay, so that worked.
Subdivisions is a song, in about high school and being sort of an outsider in high school. Be cool or be cast out. That was always one of those things. You're like, okay, am I going to be one of the cool kids or am I going to be one of the outcasts?
Right.
Sort of fell somewhere in between the two. Free Will is another song. Tracy and I actually referenced it earlier today, where she was trying to figure something out, decide something, and she decided not to make the decision. It's like, well, if you choose not to decide, you have still made a choice.
Mm-hmm.
You still have made a choice.
So there are a few songs for you.
There are songs
from
me,
the
yes.
Rush catalog.
Yes, but Harry Chapin, going back to our topic song, is it affected me actually as a kid, like because I first heard it growing up in the 70s and was very affected by the story of a kid not having parents that were accessible, and then grew up to become that thing. And it's like, oh, that's really rough, like that. I didn't want to be that kind of dad. Not to bring it to a close.
I mean,
No,
go ahead.
No, I think for me, I was trying to think like it's there's like one song that always sort of connects me to my dad. I don't know if I I necessarily feel like I'm like him, but there are a lot of things that I do think we're pretty similar. But there's a Pearl Jam song called Release, which is off of 10, their first album, and there's a line in there. I think the song's really about his relationship with his father, but the words are, "Oh dear dad, can you see me now? I am myself like you somehow." And I always, every time I hear that, it's like, and it's a repeat. He repeats it a couple times throughout the song, but it always hits me in a weird way. And I think, I think my dad's he passed away, I don't know, like maybe 10 years ago or something like that. I can't remember. But anyway, I do think that song has always connected me to him somehow, because I do think we are a lot alike in a lot of ways, but not a lot alike in a lot of other ways. So I don't know.
What do you find more disturbing, the themes of Cat in the Cradle or The Giving Tree?
Oh, that's a tough.
You know
one
that
too.
book?
Yeah,
I don't know that. No.
Well, it's like a dude.
I guess we know what kind of dad you were.
Yeah.
Maybe
I do. I don't know. Do I? I mean,
Tell him about
it's got the green cover.
It's
It's about this little boy, the tree grows, boy grows, and the tree is always giving something to the boy. The boy's always asking the tree for something that he needs, and the tree gets getting cut down until where it becomes like even just a stump for him at the end of his life. Like,
He's like, take my apples.
Yeah.
Then it's like, take my branches, build a house, build a boat. He gives him everything until eventually, like, all that's left is a stump. And the old version of that kid, all the kid wants as an old man is somewhere to sit.
The funny thing is, I always thought of that tree as a she.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh.
I for whatever reason, I imagined that tree was female.
You know what? I don't like things like that play on my emotions, that try to get me to cry. I don't like that. Don't try to get me to cry. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, that boy is very problematic. He's very demanding, and he's a user.
I feel bad for the tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
It's a super depressing. People think it's an inspiring story, but it's literally a codependent. Not even codependent. Yeah. Is it codependent? The tree is basically a doormat.
Yeah. Well, it is a giving tree.
All it does is give.
Yeah.
And then
that's nothing in return.
And the boy, and at the end of the day, what does the boy do? Sits his ass on the tree. That's it.
And by the way, at that age, he's flatulent.
And probably wearing Depends or something. Who knows?
I can tell you.
I find that more disturbing because in that scenario, look at the end of Cat in the Cradle, the dad. What's so funny? It's logic. The dad at the end of Cat in the Cradle feels remorse. But it's just time has gone by. But time has gone by. At the end of the Giving Tree, the old dude is an asshole.
Yeah.
He just sits on the tree after he's taken everything from the tree.
I think that says volumes about our parents today, right? I think it does. No, not our parents, but the type of parents that we have around us today.
Yeah.
Because like our parents would have never been the Given Tree. They would have been like, get the fuck off my lap.
Yeah.
Just get out there and do it yourself.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That's totally true.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I 100% agree with that. I mean, I do feel like my parents were very loving, giving parents in their own way, and but with the expectation of we're giving you so that you can go and do. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you have to stand on your own 2 feet eventually.
Yeah, I mean, like my mom was very, just like she was the heart of the family, but my dad was tough as a door. I mean, he was really tough. Like he just didn't. The running gag was like, he didn't say I love you. But and I'm not bullshitting. I don't know if he ever actually said I love you. And I'm 100% positive.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he did. He hugged me like when I was like 20.
Right.
And but that's not. I'm not saying it's like we were good. He was good. I was good. He was just that type of dude. But he was, he was tough.
And is that where you in your life you said I'm going to be more affectionate with my kids?
I think I'm. Yeah, I think I'm. I think there are, but I have shades of him in terms of like the way maybe I approach Owen sometimes, which is that whole like father-son thing.
You mean like where you wrestle and he beats you?
Yeah.
He pile drives you into the floor.
Yeah.
He smashes you into the wall, into the drywall.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't know, but I'm definitely more affectionate than he was. I'm 100. I mean, I told him I love him every day, so of course.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you hang up with your daughter and you say the same thing. So.
Yeah.
What's interesting though is that we are Gen X parents.
Yes.
And I'm very curious now. The millennial generation is their parents now. I mean, they're not that far behind us. They're having families, and I wonder how different they are from us. Which is a really.
It's a really
So if you are a millennial parent out there, leave us a message. Tell us. We want to know how do you parent? What's your style?
Yeah, just in 30 seconds, give us the overview of how your parenting style is.
God.
That would be wonderful.
By the way, we haven't gotten any messages for me to read out loud.
Not since last time.
So,
which means you people are slacking. Like, get out there and leave some damn reviews if you listen to the show. We know how many of you are out there. There's way more than reviews on that iTunes page.
Yeah, we just want your thoughts.
Just get on there.
We
do this for free. We don't charge you anything.
It's true.
If
By the way, you know what I didn't realize?
What's that?
I listened to. Maybe we shouldn't talk about other podcasts here, but maybe we do. I didn't realize. Do you listen to Smartless?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I've they
You're talking about the Wondery Plus thing?
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
And then I realized, oh shit, I actually have Amazon subscription, so then I can go listen to it early.
Right.
I did not know that. Anyway.
Yeah, we're not
Sorry.
we're not charging
sidebar.
you. We're not charging you to get these episodes early. We're not asking for Patreon money. All we're asking is tell your friends and leave a review. That's it.
By the way, I don't even need the review. Just subscribe.
I just want to hear Ben talk in the Seagram's voice
Well,
for
that is
more
true.
reviews.
You know what?
I mean,
You know what? I can get you a review. I can get that.
yeah?
Yeah, I can.
All
I
right.
can lay that in there. Don't worry.
All right.
We should also thank. We had some nice call-outs from some people
Oh, yes,
on
yes.
social recently. You want to? What
Who?
are you talking about?
Oh,
Your buddy.
my buddy. Yes,
Yeah.
my buddy Jerry gave us a nice.
Your buddy. Your buddy.
No, my buddy. My buddy.
Can we call? Should we
My
call out
buddy.
You
his?
think I don't know that?
we call
I
out
know,
who
I'm
he is
sorry.
specifically, or you just want to say Jerry?
No, yeah, my buddy Jerry O'Connell. He gave us a nice plug and pushed us on the socials and
Stand by me. Sliders. Come on.
Yeah.
Well, what show is he on now? He's on the Talk.
He's
right?
on the talk right now. Yeah,
Yeah.
He was also did a voice on Star Trek Lower Decks.
That's right.
Great stuff.
He's popping around all the time.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
We got some good love from Jerry O'Connell. The other week, we got some love from Matt Walsh, who you guys may
Oh.
know from Ghosts and on CBS.
And
Yep.
Veep.
Veep.
And Veep, of course. He's a friend of mine, and he called it out, so we appreciate that.
He was
buddy-
also in Manhunt
He was in Manhunt.
Yeah.
That's right.
on Apple.
That's
My
right.
buddy Ted
Ted.
plugged us.
Did
Gave
he
us a
plug?
good-
Did he plug us?
Gave us a good little plug.
Thank you,
It was
Ted.
good,
Love it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ted.
Yeah.
Thanks to all those folks out there.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Thanks to JoJo for letting me just pile on every day. It's
Yeah.
okay.
You got to stop piling on.
I know. Okay.
You go there, but it's okay. It's where it's the organic thing.
That's the reservoir for you.
That's the
Yeah.
reservoir.
You're going
It
back
is.
to the well.
Yeah.
I think to end the episode, since we're talking about lyrics and songs and themes, we should each finish the episode with a one line of wisdom that we each want to share with the audience, kind of as a way to, like, our fortune cookie exit to this week's episode. I know Ben is racking his brain for one line from a song or something like that. Mitch is doing the same. Everybody's nodding and moving their heads and trying to figure out what's one piece of wisdom. It doesn't have to actually be a lyric. It can just be a piece of advice you give your kids. Like Jen always used to tell me, her dad, who was in World War II, always used to say, keep your powder dry. Like that was his, stay calm.
Sure.
Or something that he always used to say was like, just do your job and they'll think you're a genius.
It's a
Right.
good one, actually.
Right.
It's a good one.
Just do your job. So many people don't do their jobs. I like the phrase, and I wrote this. I don't know how I can prove it. It may not make logical sense, but I always found it interesting. And the phrase is, you've got your whole life ahead of you unless you turn around.
Did you get that from Stephen Wright?
No, I made it. It's
You made that
it's
one
me.
up?
I made that up myself.
It's a good one.
And it's like, don't look back. It's not about looking back.
See, that's deep.
That's regret, looking in the past. You've got your whole life ahead of you unless you look back. Just keep going forward. Keep challenging yourself. That's my piece of wisdom.
All right.
Yes. Mitch has got something he's
What
working
do you
on.
got,
You
Mitch?
can see his mouth moving. He's thinking. His lips move when he thinks.
I
Go ahead. I know it's there. It's right there.
I might botch it a little bit, but it's I've said it to Macy 1,000 times. I've said it to Owen 1,000 times, and I don't know if I ever say it correctly. But it's basically if you realized how little people actually think of you, you wouldn't worry what they thought of you.
Yeah.
Right. Not meaning that they think little of you. It's just
Correct.
how frequently.
Yeah, everybody's in their own head. Everybody's in their own shit. They're not worried about what you're doing.
Everybody's got something. Everybody's got something. We sit in our heads and obsess over all the things that we think are wrong, that we're critical of ourselves. Everybody has that, no matter how confident they appear.
Yeah.
There's this great, I randomly picked up this book, Marcus Aurelius.
Oh yeah, I want to
The
read
Stoics.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just saw that book.
And it's so ridiculous how I came upon. I mean, this is a Roman emperor and a philosopher who Jerry Seinfeld started talking about recently on Instagram, and I picked up the book. And his whole philosophy is, you're going to be, all these people and you're all going to be dead someday. Stop worrying about what people are saying or thinking about you. None of it matters in the end. All that matters is you need to just get better at the things that you are good at, that you're passionate about. And that's what makes a difference. Everything else is noise that, 30, 40, 50 years from now won't even matter because no one's even be around to worry about it.
Right.
He was the general that Maximus served under in Gladiator.
Oh.
I mean,
Oh really?
yeah, he's a real person.
Oh.
Yeah. No, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
You know, another book that I've recently stumbled upon is a book called Company of Food.
Oh.
Company of
good book.
Foods.
Great book.
It's a good book. I just finished it.
You did?
Finished it today. Yeah,
Oh, shit.
See?
We'll talk about it.
it's good. I love it.
All right.
It's really good.
Oh, good. Thanks.
I
So
actually think you're a really good writer.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Keep it up.
I'll keep it up. Ben,
I'm not going to use a song lyric. I'm going to use a statement by an icon who his words resonate for centuries beyond him saying it. Be excellent unto each other.
Is that Ted Theodore
Logan?
Yeah.
Ted Theodore
That's
Logan.
good.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. I don't know that we need to keep going on. I think that's where things should end.
It's a good button.
So it's Paul
Ben.
Smitch.
and this is what we were talking about.